Welcome to the BearBuy 2030 webinar series. This is the fourth installment, Researching Purchase Orders in Preparation for Fiscal Close. The agenda for today consists of going over what the session is about, our recommended steps for identifying, researching, and closing POs, going over BearBuy resources and support, and then lastly, questions and answers. This session is intended for individuals responsible for clearing encumbrances and/or change order preparers. This session is only 30 minutes long, with the first 15 minutes solely dedicated to researching and closing purchase orders, and the last 15 minutes dedicated to Q&A. Now let's get started. So before we're able to close any purchase orders, we need to first identify which POs meet our closing criteria. So identifying our closing criteria is the first thing we need to do. Your department may have a large number of open purchase orders, but which ones should be reviewed to be closed in preparation for fiscal close? It may be that your department decides that all purchase orders with any remaining balance of less than or equal to $100 or even $50 should be closed. Another criteria may be that purchase orders should not be carried over into the new fiscal year if the contract related to the purchase order has ended, or if there's no services needed in the new fiscal year related to that purchase order. Once you receive clarification on what criteria qualifies purchase orders to be closed, you can then go into BearBuy and pull up all the related purchase orders to your department. Suggested steps for pulling up those purchase orders are using the Advanced Document Search feature in BearBuy to pull up all POs that your department owns that are still open. This may be based on just the org node, or it may be based on the org node and additional charge string codes combined. In this example, my department is only interested in reviewing purchase orders that are associated to our org node. The basic criteria for determining which purchase orders to close for my department consists of anything that's less than $2. Everything else that's greater than $2 and still has a remaining balance, my department wants me to reach out to the original shopper to ask if those purchase orders are okay to close. Now let's get started. When you first log into BearBuy, the system will automatically take you to the BearBuy Home Shop page. From here, navigate to the Orders and Documents menu. Within the Document Search submenu, select the Search Documents link. Since we're only interested in purchase orders, let's change the search criteria from all documents to purchase orders. To add our search criteria, we'll have to use the Advanced Document Search in order to enter that information. Go ahead and click on the Advanced Search link. Within Advanced Document Search, you could add custom criteria so that way the information that pulls up is specific to what you want to see. Let's go ahead and navigate to the middle of the page. From here, locate the Workflow Status filter and select the completed box. This will then tell the system to only pull up purchase orders that have been completed, nothing that is pending or has been rejected. Next, navigate to the AP Status filter. Make sure to select the Open AP Status. This will then tell the system to only pull up purchase orders that are still currently open. Since the purchase orders I need to review are specific to my department's org node, I'm going to navigate down to the Custom Field section to locate the org node option. If your department has more than one org node, you can add multiple org nodes so that way all the information you need to review is pulled in the same document search. You can add multiple org nodes by selecting the Add Another Org Node link. I'm now going to enter my department org node. You can add additional custom field values, so that way the document search results will be specific to the information you need to see. In this example, I'm only using our org node, so once entered, click the Go button. BearBuy will then pull up all the purchase orders that meet your criteria. In this case, I have 124 results. So now we're going to export this document search so I can work with an Excel file and easily track anything that I do need to close, that I have closed, or that should remain open. Go ahead and click on the Export Search button. This will then expand the Request Export window. Go ahead and enter a file name for this export. In this example, I'm titling this export FEPRO PO Closure Project. It's not required to enter a description, so in this case I won't enter anything, and the screen export type for the purposes of this project is okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and click the Submit Request button. The system will then state that the request was successfully submitted. Go ahead and click on the Close button. To access this export, go ahead and navigate to the Orders and Documents menu icon, and then within the Document Search submenu, select the Download Export Files item. From this page, click on the file name to begin the download process. Once the file has been downloaded, select the Open button. From there, double-click the Excel file to open the report. So once you've identified all the purchase orders your department needs to review, you'll then have to do a little more research to determine if a purchase order should be closed and who should give you that okay to close. So again, you have to identify who is the PO contact that can give that okay to close PO. In your research, one piece of information that you always must consider is who can give you that okay to close this PO or to keep it open. It may be the shopper, the submitter, a manager, a supervisor, a principal investigator, and so on. For this example, our department has said that the shopper is the one responsible for determining if a PO should be closed or kept open. So here are a couple suggested steps. From your advanced document search in BearBuy, identify the contact for each purchase order. If you're maintaining a spreadsheet, it's highly recommended to update it to reference the PO contact. So with the screen export, the shopper name is automatically populated, which is great. But if you notice that a couple shoppers have either left the department or the university, it's important to identify who can then say if a purchase order should be closed or kept open. Once you identify the PO contact for all the POs in your report, reach out to the contact either via BearBuy comment, via email, or anything else, asking if the purchase order will be needed in the new fiscal year. It may be recommended that if there is a large list of purchase orders that each PO contact has, sending an email is preferred. So if the PO contact says yes, the PO is needed in the new fiscal year, then you don't need to take any further action on the purchase order. If the PO contact states that the purchase order is not needed for the new fiscal year, the next question should be, are there any outstanding invoices that need to be paid before this PO is closed? If there are outstanding invoices, you'll have to then monitor the PO until all the outstanding invoices have been paid. Only until all the invoices have paid, meaning that all the invoices have a paid status, then you could close the PO. If there are no outstanding invoices, then the PO can be closed at that time. The PO fits the closing criteria. So once you've updated your report, you can then begin to close purchase orders. You can close the purchase orders in phases, or you can wait until you have all your research and everything's okay to close and do one massive closure. So the next question we need to answer is, how can you perform a batch close process in BearBuy? Again, once you've identified all the purchase orders that should be closed, you must do one last crucial review before you can officially close a PO. Make sure to check that all the vouchers against the purchase order in question have a status of paid. If so, then proceed. So, the suggested steps are: create an advanced PO document search for all the POs okay to close, and we'll show you how to do this in the next couple slides. And when closing the purchase orders, make sure to add a comment stating why the PO is okay to close. An example would be, Fiscal closed PO closure process. This PO has been fully utilized and all payments have been made. Okay to close. One thing to remember is that there is no need to finalize a PO when you're just closing it. So the only action we're going to take in BearBuy is closing these POs. Again, no need to finalize. So let's do this now. So in your Excel file, filter out all those purchase orders that do not need to be closed. Select all the purchase order numbers and either select Ctrl-V or right-click the column and select Copy. Then, back in the BearBuy Advanced Document Search, paste all the purchase orders you just copied from your Excel file by either right-clicking in the Purchase Order Numbers section and selecting the Paste option, or selecting Ctrl-V. Once all the PO numbers have populated, select the Go button. From the Search Results page, scroll all the way to the right. Select the first checkbox. That will then select all the other checkboxes. Expand the menu drop-down from the top and select the Close PO option. Once selected, click the Go button. You'll be asked to enter a reason why you're closing these POs. Since this is related to Fiscal Close, I'm entering Fiscal Close PO Closure Project. This PO has been fully utilized and all payments have been made. Okay to close. Once you've entered your reason, select the OK button. BearBuy will then close all the purchase orders that have been selected, and the reason will be located in the Comments tab of each purchase order. There's no need to finalize these purchase order closures since BearBuy auto-finalizes all PO closures. That concludes the presentation portion of this webinar. Now let's quickly review BearBuy resources and support. The BearBuy website is a source for the most up-to-date news, announcements, and training resources. The URL to that website is listed in front of you. We also have a BearBuy YouTube channel that hosts all our BearBuy functional demos. The URL to that YouTube channel is listed in front of you. If you need more assistance, please contact the BearBuy Help Desk. Their phone number, hours of operation, and email address is listed in front of you. Thanks for watching.